side. Now we move on to our next news. United Nations Under-Secretary General Jorge Moreira da Silva has called for unprecedented global solidarity, warning that the world faces its most interconnected crisis in decades. Speaking to China Media Group, the UNOPS chief said 25% of the global population now lives in conflict zones, the highest level since World War II, and that climate disasters are increasingly striking the same regions affected by war. Da Silva stressed the growing overlap between climate vulnerability and violent conflict, with floods, droughts, cyclones, and hurricanes hitting countries already torn by violence. He urged an ambitious approach that combines prevention, humanitarian aid, and sustainable development, warning that the crises are compounded with new emergencies piling atop existing ones. The only way to tackle these challenges is through international solidarity, bringing peace, stability, and development, Da Silva said. Now for this discussion, we are joined by Ajit Kumar. He's a managing director at Khushi Gram Foundation. He joins us live from New Delhi. Thank you, Ajit, for joining us today. Welcome to NewsX World. Now, given India's growing global influence, what role do you see India playing in promoting such solidarity and contributing to global peace and towards sustainability?
India has good relations with almost all the countries in the world. And India is accessible. India can access any country and any country can access India and the Indian systems to take benefit of all the developmental requirements and needs that started with many things before Corona also, but Corona was one of the biggest leap that India took. And then after that, a lot of support, technology, R&D is also going on in India and other countries. So India is the leader of the global South as well, apart from being connected to the global North also, well connected. So India definitely has a strong position in terms of relationships, in terms of commitments, in terms of what they can they can tell the world what to do and what not to do and how to do, bringing in developing coalitions in the development sector, be it the development agencies, the banks, and the social organizations, international social organizations, United Nations bodies, all of them together. So India has already started the process. We are already working on it, trying to, like the net zero target we have put for 2070, we are way ahead of the target. I think we'll be able to fulfill it around 2050, 55 only, or maybe before that. So the renewable energy goals, similarly the other climate goals, and then trying to strike peace with different countries, build relations. That is important. Solidarity is very important. The term that the UN official said is a very important term. We have to be in solidarity because the kind of climate change effects we are seeing everywhere across the world, be it the developed part or the developing or the underdeveloped part, everywhere the problems are there. So you can't shirk from the problems.
And Ajit, I would like to highlight that India also faces a lot of challenges such as flooding that we see recently surging across India. Now, and also flooding every summer almost in India. So how is India addressing these challenges within India? Is this due to climate change and regional instability, particularly in areas like Kashmir as well as Northeast?
That's true. See, we need to strike a balance between development and nature. So the development, actually true development is a balance only. But what we call development is just economic, industrial growth, lot of factories coming in and all. That is not development. Development is a balance between nature and what we need. So that is the balance that we have to strike. There is enormous tourism going into the hills, as you said, Kashmir and Himachal and Uttarakhand and northeastern states also now. But Sikkim has faced the problems, cloud bursts, and a lot of disasters taking place. Not very big ones, but one or two big ones also we had. So we need to strike a balance between all these. We need to have more areas for tourism, more areas where people can go, more areas where we can develop or create manufacturing hub. But the manufacturing hubs should also be totally green now. So we have to start with the green. It's not like that we start a factory and after 10 years say that no, we are now going to turn green. We have to start with being green, having a less footprint, carbon footprint, water footprint, and all the natural resources or footprint and positive sustainable development footprint across anything we do. So that is a key thing, and we have to understand that our food and water, all these things are in the villages. So urbanization is fine, but we have to balance that urbanization also. We have to see that some people are able to stay in the rural areas and earn their good livelihoods also, and those livelihoods are green. And in urban areas also, we have to see that we are closest to the nature. So whatever we do, it has to be close to the nature. So maybe planting more trees, seeing that our rivers or water bodies are not encroached, and seeing that the eco-sensitive zones, we don't have so many people traveling or doing, or say, massive deforestation for factories and anything. So the government is trying to do its bit, but government needs to do a lot more than this, whatever the government is doing. And as a civil society organizations, we also try to put in a lot of effort and a lot of other means of sustainable livelihood. That is important. Not that all livelihood can be created by creating pollution only. There are other ways also to do that. So we have to strike a balance and do that only.
Yes, thank you very much, Ajit Kumar, for joining us today and sharing your insight. Well, that's all we have time for. We will continue to bring more news updates from around the world.
ITV नेटवर्क के फाउंडर और संसद में मेरे साथी कार्तिकेय शर्मा जी, नेटवर्क की पूरी टीम, देश विदेश से आए सभी अतिथि, देवी और सज्जनों, न्यूज़ एक्स वर्ल्ड इसकी शुभ शुरुआत और इसके लिए मैं आप सबको बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं, बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। मीडिया के इस तरह के इवेंट्स होते रहते हैं, लेकिन आपके नेटवर्क ने इसे एक नया डायमेंशन दिया है।